Hello and welcome back to the Relo Social Podcast. I am your host Cindy. In today's episode, we'll be talking about the benefits of starting where you are with what you have in your business. Stay tuned. As small business owners, entrepreneurs, or startup founders, there are certain things that contribute to making our journey a less difficult one, which especially funding. And even as a business owner myself, I I do need funding too, just like you. And sometimes we may lean into what we don't have, and yes, we know what we have, but we tend to focus more on what we don't have. For example, in this case, funding, which funding can help us with our marketing, help us with hiring people, help us push our business forward, buy more raw materials for our products. Yes. And we tend to focus on that a lot more than maybe the things that we have, and sometimes it can prevent some people from starting their business. So if you're struggling to start, yes, we're saying start with whatever you have. Do what you can, yes, with what you have and where you are right now. And I think one of the hardest things is just getting started, is overcoming yourself, because in those moments, a lot of people, we feel like we're not enough. We feel like we need something for us, like to give us the permission to start. We feel like, oh, I need to buy the this and that for me to start doing this. I mean, there are certain cases that, yes, you need funding as a primary source of business, but there are other people like myself that we can do things first, and yeah, funding will come eventually. So this is you. This episode is dedicated to you. Let's talk about maybe a few things that you will get by just getting started, and some things that you may overcome personally once you start where you are with what you have, doing what you can. So I run a service business, and I think a part-time product business, if I'll classify it as that. And yes, not having money can be a struggle. And I think it's the same thing I talk about. If you're choosing to be an entrepreneur, you're choosing with everything that comes with being an entrepreneur. But there are certain things that starting where you can teach you. And I remember talking to one of my clients. I really appreciated that conversation because him too, he does like content as well. And I was like, see, I'd never used to feel this confident about my content till I started doing it. And before you know, I started getting more creative. Okay, how do I want to edit this? How do I want this to flow next time? Who are the people I want to talk to? Like helping me zero down on my whys, or going back to the origin of even why I decided to do this in the first place. And that's because I got started. And getting started helped me, like, even with the wellness podcast that I'm running, it's called Time with Rella. It's helped me redefine who I'm trying to, or like not just redefine, but like go in depth with who I'm trying to target or who I'm talking to in the podcast. Even with Relo Social as well, it's giving me a why of why I need to keep going. And when we don't start, we tend to miss it. We think we're supposed to, one very popular one is we think we're supposed to gain confidence first before we start recording. In my case, yeah, you think you're supposed to be confident first before you start recording it, like your video content or your audio content. But if you watch videos of creators, myself too, I'll tell you that confidence isn't something that is primarily there for a lot of people. It's as you keep going, as you keep practicing, you get more comfortable. You get more confident in front of the camera. You get more confident talking about the things that you believe in, the things that actually you want to share with your target market. And that's one of the gifts of or benefits of getting started with what you have. And in this case, what you have is just the skill, you have the knowledge, and you need to share that. Yeah. So and the other things, I mean, it helps you even when what you keep doing is that if you keep waiting for the perfect mic, the perfect camera, the perfect, like, having funding to do certain things, you're not going to have anything to improve on. And that's you leaning towards procrastination. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it today. But once you get started, that gives you an opportunity to build momentum, to have a starting point that even like with all the podcast episodes I've done, when I go to connect with people, I'm like, oh, we already have this episode online and we're bringing more. And that's, I have something to show that I'm already doing. So now I'm not saying I'm trying to do, I'm saying I'm doing, meaning I'm taking action. And a lot of people are inspired by the actions that you take. So, for example, you're looking for a job or whatever it is, whether in tech industry, and you don't have an existing project, even if it is a dummy project, yeah, to show that you can actually do what you're doing, or to give people like you can. Well, like put it, there are certain things that you can't explain just by talking. I mean, when I talk about my podcast, people get it, but when they listen to it, they enjoy. Some people enjoy listening to podcasts, yeah, and those are the people that they enjoy what you have to share via podcast, like me, or they watch content on video, and you like. So when you're talking, you have things to show for it, and building momentum is having like you are able to like build up on your confidence, let me put it that way, and you keep progressing, because I've watched how much I've changed from the first episode I've ever done till now. I keep finding ways to improve the podcast, to make my audios more clear. I mean, that's a struggle for now, but I know how much I've improved from when I started, even with editing the episodes. And I think another thing, yeah, that this journey will teach you is being resourceful. Yeah, learning how you don't have to always spend money to do certain things. Yeah, working with what you have. Yeah, it could be maybe you're exchanging skill for skill, depending on the scenario. I mean, there are so many scenarios, but it's like for me, it brings up more creativity for me. How I intend to, okay, how can I do this? Even how can you get funding? Yeah, being resourceful, like there are certain things that maybe getting things as easy as you want it is not going to teach you. But once you learn those things, you're able to apply it the next time, or like opportunity to improve. Yeah. And I think it's just getting started is a closer distance to where you want to be. Yeah. If you haven't started, you're still far, like you're still before the starting line. But with each step you take on this journey, you're closer to whatever it is you're looking for. If you want to be a successful business owner, your success is your definition. What does that look like to you? But you just getting started is giving you the chance, the opportunity to get closer to that goal you're trying to achieve, or the life that you're trying to create. And you learn lessons. Yeah. So I've mentioned maybe building confidence, I've mentioned being resourceful, I've mentioned reducing procrastination, yeah, and saving time. Like you getting started gives you like saves more time and gives you like more, gets you closer to where you want to be. But you learn lessons on the way. Yeah, lessons that you learn that you don't have to learn in a big way. Like, and it's something that I learned somebody say that people are asking whatever it is they believe in. It could be God, it could be universe, whatever. They keep saying they want this, they want this, they want this. Yes, those things are coming, but the person was like, you need to figure out if you are the person to receive this. And this also brings me to a YouTube content I watched a time back. So she competed to be part of the Miss US pageant, and she tried multiple times, I think 7 or 8 times. But there's something that she said sometimes we're not the person we need to be for the life that we want to create. And that is those silence moments, those moments that the things we don't have yet, the things that we want, we don't have them yet. Those are the moments where we build into that person we need to be. So if you get your funding today and you squander it, you waste it, and you are not resourceful, like you're not being responsible with what you have, But this moment is where you build that responsibility, working with what you have, you build patience, you become that person that is matured, that is experienced enough to handle the business success you want. And I think this moment, when you start working with what you have, it's going to help you break limiting beliefs. It's going to help you face those beliefs in your head that think you wouldn't, you shouldn't, or you don't deserve that life or deserve that money. Because if you read Psychology of Money, I one thing I really appreciate about his book is his behavior, his connection between behavior and how we do things. Like, for example, spend money. If you're not able to challenge those beliefs in your head, or beliefs of limited beliefs or unworthiness, yeah, they are going to influence how you're going to navigate your business. And starting wherever you are, like for me, I can share with you how much I have changed since I've started. And it's me being more confident. And I think this whole weekend I faced a particular subconscious belief that I had. And I said, you know what, I want this life, because it felt like I've been moving like I didn't really want it. I kept saying, I'm tired. This is too much work. I don't want this. I don't want that. But this is what I said at the beginning. I'm choosing to be an entrepreneur, which means I'm choosing every challenge, every obstacle that will come with being an entrepreneur, because those obstacles are going to help me face myself, or become that person I need to be to build the kind of business I want, yeah, or to reach my goal. So when you start with what you have, where you are, however you are, that whole process is to help you build character, build you, learn things, you make mistakes. And I can't tell you how valuable mistakes are. There are certain things that I've made, and you know what, I'm not going to make these mistakes again. I've learned from it. Yeah. I'm going to practice, and it's not just by saying it, you're being cautious that you did this and then I ended up here. So this is something that I need to dig deep. Why did I think? Do you get, depending, it could be anything, it could be how you spent money, how you spend your initial funding. It's the period of reflection. And I think the overall thing I'll say is it builds confidence. If you're somebody that I will say I'm part of these people, I never used to be very confident with the things I was doing, because I was facing a lot of fears. And I did face those fears. I did confront them to find out where they are coming from, why I'm feeling like I'm not good enough to talk about these things or share these experiences. Oh, sorry. Why I'm thinking that I need to be perfect before I can. But you don't buy confidence. Confidence is built through meeting yourself. It's built through honesty. It's built through practice, especially when you come from backgrounds where they are known to break your confidence. So building your confidence will take practice, and you can only do that by starting. And with it, looking at the journey, I'll say that it's even your mindset plays a lot in this area, because how you view the journey will influence if you're learning or not. And I see whatever I go into, I see it as a learning journey. I go in as a student, yeah. And in the last how many weeks, I used to think I was so shy, but no. I used to think I was so shy, but there's an underlying belief there. When I say I'm shy or I'm scared, what is it? Why do you, like, for example, why do you think you're not likable? Why do you think you're not worthy to be liked, or when you connect with people and network with people? Yeah, I know I've gotten better at talking about, when I meet people, I'm like, oh, I do a podcast, I have a podcast, I talk about this and this, or I help business owners do this. That's confidence built through practice and through meeting myself. And really, one major thing is being authentic. And authenticity comes from being honest. being clear with your intentions, being comfortable in your own skin, liking yourself. I always mention Psychology of Selling because that book helped me. I did the practice, I still do it. So if you haven't read it, go read it. But start. You need to start that business, whatever it is. And I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to myself too. Yeah, I've been feeling a little bit of resistance to post my holiday bake bakery flyers. Yes, so I have a side business where I bake, and my intention was to, or rather, is to bake during the holiday season. So I'm going to post my flyer after this episode just to put it out there. But I'll say to create opportunity for yourself and for your business is to just get started. Just start. What is the resistance you're facing? And this is why I encourage, if you're going to go down the line of entrepreneurship, be ready to meet yourself. I learned a lot. Freelancing, building my own things, being an entrepreneur has taught me a lot and helped me build my confidence as a person. So my friend was telling me the other day that he's seen how I've changed. I'm like, yes. It's like, yep, you have makeup on, and he said it's not just the makeup, it's the energy. I said yes, because I'm accepting of who I am. I like myself, and I know that I understand my intention for doing all this, and it's boosted how I feel about myself. So you're going to see it in my videos or my content or hear it in my voice. So if you're a business owner like me on your journey, just get started. And I'm very excited to share with you the next episode with the guests. It's coming out too after this episode. That's the next one. It's also a business owner sharing her journey. Yeah. And yeah, about this whole getting started. If she listened to all the whole self-limiting, procrastinating voices, perfectionist voices around her, will she have started her business? Anyway, that's for you to listen to. But I hope sharing this in this episode gives you the should I say the reminder that to create the life that you want to create the business that you want to build, you need to start. That's just it. Start, learn on the way, be a student, be open to mistakes, be open to learning more, be open to letting go of certain beliefs that you may have about growing a business, and stop creating resistance for yourself. And I think that's something I learned today, that, and I checked myself last like I said last weekend, and I kept saying I don't want this, I don't want that. You don't want it, but you want a successful business. Yeah. If you choose to be an entrepreneur, all I'm going to say is you're choosing everything, the good, the stressful, the bad, the joyful parts of being an entrepreneur. So I wish me all the best on this our entrepreneurial journey, and I hope that we connect to everybody that needs what we're offering: service, products, content, whatever it is. Anyway, I hope you share this with your favorite business owners as well. I hope we keep learning and growing together. I look forward to bringing more intentional content to you, and I hope that we learn as we grow. That's it.